Good morning, students. In today's lecture, we will discuss about solitons. Soliton is a traveling wave solution of Korteweg de Vries equation. In short, we write this equation as KdV equation. K means Korteweg, D, V means Vries. So its full form is Korteweg de Vries. This is a non-linear dispersive equation given by partial derivative of u with respect to t plus 6 into u into partial derivative of u with respect to x plus third order partial derivative of u with respect to x is equal to 0 in R cross open interval 0 to infinity. R is the set of real numbers. We are to find the traveling wave solution for this partial differential equation. Let us take the solution of this equation in the form u as a function of x and t, which is given by v as a function of x minus sigma t. Such kind of solutions are called traveling wave solutions. Here x is a real number, t is positive real number. Let us take a notation for x minus sigma t. We have denoted it by s. So we can write this equation as u, which is the function of x and t, is equal to v as a function of s. Now let us find all these partial derivatives that we require in this equation so that we can substitute their values here. So first of all, we differentiate it with respect to t partially. Partial derivative of u with respect to t we have denoted by u with t in the base. On the right side, the derivative of v we have denoted by v dash, and the derivative of s with respect to t, that is from here minus sigma. Here this dash denotes derivative of v with respect to s. So finally ut, that is given by minus sigma into v dash. Now let us differentiate u partially with respect to x. So on the left side we have partial derivative of u with respect to x is denoted by ux. On the right side, the derivative of v with respect to s is v dash into the derivative of s with respect to x partially, that will be 1. So this will become v dash. Again differentiating this with respect to x partially, this will become second derivative of v with respect to s. If we again differentiate this term partially with respect to x, this will become third order derivative of v with respect to s, because the partial derivative of s with respect to x, that is 1. So finally we can substitute these values in the equation 1. So the equation becomes minus sigma into v dash plus 6v v dash plus v triple dash, means third order derivative of v with respect to s, and this is equal to 0. Now let us integrate both sides. Here integration will be cancelled with derivative. Integration is with respect to s here, so this will become minus sigma v. Here by using the formula, function multiplied with its derivative, so 1 power will be added to the power of function and dividing by the resulting power. So v into v dash, when integrated, this will become v square by 2. Here when we integrate with respect to s, one derivative will be cancelled, so this will become v double dash. A is the constant of integration. So after integrating, we have finally obtained minus sigma v plus 6 v square by 2 plus v double dash is equal to a. Double dash means second derivative of v with respect to s. Now we are to integrate this equation again. So to convert it into the integrable form, let us multiply both sides by v dash. V dash means derivative of v with respect to s. So when we multiply by v dash on both sides, this will become minus sigma v dash plus 3 v square v dash plus v double dash into v dash is equal to a into v dash. Now we can easily integrate this expression, integrating by using the formula any power of function multiplied with the derivative of the function. 1 is added to the power of the function and division by the resulting power. So this will become minus sigma into v square by 2 plus 3 into, here the power of the function is 2 and this is the derivative. So 1 power will be added to this 2. So this will become v cube by 3. Here again using the formula, this is function and this is the derivative of v dash. So 1 power will be added to the power of v dash. So this will become v dash square by 2. On the right side, integration will be cancelled out with derivative. So we get av plus b is the constant of integration. Now we investigate this equation only for those solutions v for which v and its derivatives v dash, v double dash, they approaches to 0 as s approaches to plus minus infinity, because we are to find solitons. These are the conditions for the solitons to be satisfied. So we are applying these conditions here so that we can find the value of these constants a and b. So when we take s approaching to plus minus infinity in these two equations, we get the value of a and b to be 0. So finally, substituting the value, the equation 3 becomes minus sigma into v square by 2 plus v cube plus v dash square by 2 is equal to 0. From here, let us find the value of v dash. So from here we have v dash square by 2 is equal to v square into sigma by 2 minus v. Taking LCM here and then taking square roots, we get v dash is equal to plus minus v into square root of sigma minus 2v. For our computational convenience, let us take only negative sign here. So we get v dash is equal to minus v into square root of sigma minus 2v. This dash denotes derivative of v with respect to s. So this will become dv by ds. So now we can separate the variables and integrate. So after integrating this expression, this will become s, and integration of this expression we have to find out c is the constant of integration. Now to solve this integral, let us have a substitution. V is equal to sigma upon 2 into hyperbolic secant square theta. Differentiating both sides, dv is equal to sigma by 2 is constant, derivative of this term, this is given by 2 into hyperbolic secant theta into the derivative of hyperbolic secant theta is minus hyperbolic secant theta into hyperbolic tan theta d theta. So we have obtained the value of dv. Now let us substitute the value of dv and v here. So we get the value of s, which is given by square s is equal to integral of 2 hyperbolic tan theta upon under root sigma into 1 minus hyperbolic secant square theta, 1 minus hyperbolic secant square theta, that will be hyperbolic tan square theta. So in the denominator we have under root sigma into hyperbolic tan theta. So these two terms will be cancelled out. So we are left with s is equal to integral of 2 into sigma raised to the power minus half d theta plus c. Now this is independent of theta, this can be taken outside. So we get s is equal to 2 into sigma raised to the power minus 1 by 2. The integration of this term, that will be theta. Shifting c on the left side, so we get s minus c is equal to 2 theta upon under root sigma. So finally we have obtained the value of theta from here, which is given by s minus c into under root sigma by 2. Now we have taken v to be sigma by 2 into hyperbolic secant square theta, substituting the value of theta here, and also we can substitute the value of s, which is x minus sigma t. So finally we have obtained the value of v as a function of x minus sigma t, and this function was defined to be the solution for the given partial differential equation, which we have denoted by the function u as a function of x and t. So finally it is given by sigma by 2 into hyperbolic secant square of x minus sigma t minus c into under root sigma by 2. So this is the required solution of Korteweg de Vries equation for every c belonging to set of real numbers and the sigma positive. The solutions of this form, those are called solitons. So this completes the topic solitons.